All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Drift. As I'm hearing that incoming music, I don't know if that is that new. Is that? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the. Oh, I'm hearing that incoming. Yeah, sorry, I heard it on the YouTube, but that I don't know if that's the intro music. I like that better though. That was good, whatever that was. Did people hear that? I gotta find out if people heard that intro music. What's up, Tom? How are you?
I don't know. I don't know. We have homemade slash music.
No, I know. I'm jealous. That's why anytime I hear something that could be,
It's
hours.
our it's our only claim to fame at Lost Dog right now is that we have a song that Slash wrote for us because he's an investor.
Is that a Lost Dog t-shirt?
Oh yeah.
I mean, did you not have my address? I
I
want
mean
one.
I'll get you one.
I want one. Do you have Lost Dog hats too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which
I should. I
what do
mean,
you want?
when you were at Tasty, I designed my own Tasty apparel, like
Yeah,
my
it
own
was it
version.
was unapproved and we don't like people with unapproved apparel.
Yes.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
call that like bootleg stuff. It's not good for it's at Tasty, we created a whole website. We do the same at Lost Dog. So Lost Dog has its own website where you can buy whatever you want. And Tasty, we created our own website too, where you can buy everything because it's custom made. But we gave all the proceeds, to an animal shelter. So we don't
Oh,
like we didn't take any money for it. For everything that we sold over the years, we gave every single penny of it to to a different different dog and animal shelters.
that's very nice. By the way, I'm getting a second dog, along those lines. But I also, I never sold Tasty merch. I gave it away for active
You gave
participation.
away bootleg merch.
Bootleg. It was nice though. Have you seen it?
No, I cannot support any bootleg merch.
I asked for approval. Christy definitely told me it was okay to do. I didn't do it without permission, but
Christy was one of those people that the last thing she cared about in the whole world was the way it was merch. Like she
uh,
just didn't care.
I
She
love
wouldn't care.
merch.
She would not care. I know, me too. But I'm very particular. We don't let anything go out that's not like, that we don't design.
Well, I like the shirt. I like
All
the
right.
logo. That's cool. Um, let's get right into it for all the traders out there. Friday was a historical day at a minimum. There was a 4% drop in the Nasdaq. The Qs, which had closed the night before at like 740 something, were trading after hours down to 700. So that was extreme. I had bought 60 puts the night before just to go out. I didn't like I thought it was weird the way the day before, if people recall, we sold off and rallied all the way back. And I thought that was weird, difficult but weird. I bought 60 puts on the Qs. The I bought the 735s for $1.12 and I sold uh I sold 36 of them after hours when it jumped 30 cents. So I came in with 14 and I made on that $11,000 and sold. But it would have been worth if I know you love when I do this. Had I held those 60, it would have been worth
Uh,
$150,000 on a $6,000 risk overnight. But how historical was that market, first of all? How historical was that move?
well, the NASDAQ move of 1,600 points,
Yeah.
which was, the move of 1,600 points. Um, I I think that was, you know, that felt like very rare, like once a year, once every couple of years type of move. I mean, the VIX futures were only up 15%, but the VIX cash was up 40%. I thought those were pretty big numbers. Like you mentioned, the Q's down, almost 40 handles, and the Nasdaq futures down, 1,600. That's a monster move. S&P's down 3%. Um, this is Friday. Now they've taken a percent of that, pretty much back today. But I I'm going to say that's pretty big. When you got what was it? It was a little over a 5% move in the Nasdaq, right? because it's about 30,000. Yeah, it's a little over 5% move of the Nasdaq. So, yeah, I mean, 5% move, you're up in there. What one? Let's see, one hundred. That's basically five standard deviations. You're kind of at 1/100th of 1% chance of that happening. Just to put some context on it,
I mean,
I think if I move the decimals out, yeah.
there's been times where that would be a move for the year in the Nasdaq, right?
Well, yeah, but not with the Nasdaq at these current. I mean, we moved just to put more context around it. The last 2 months in the Nasdaq, we moved over 20%. So they gave back 25% of it. That's all. So it wasn't, I mean, and that was just on one overnight move. I mean, a 1 day move, they gave back 25% of that whole move. So I don't think that and today they're taking back, I don't know, 500 or 600 points of it. So um, I, I do not think that that constitutes any kind of a uh, let me rephrase that. I think the magnitude of the move is really important from an historical sense. I'm not sure that it qualifies as any kind of a true correction off the rally we've just had.
Would you consider it to be bearish?
Yes,
Okay.
I would
Um,
consider it to be potentially a a more than a warning sign. It is potentially maybe the end of this crazy little bull run. I would expect that rallies from here fail. If they don't, I'd be very surprised.
and just so I don't sound unintelligent to the audience, obviously that day was bearish. I wasn't asking if that was bearish. What I was asking for, does it predict or allude to the possibility that we could be entering a
Yeah,
market where the default mode is to sell, not buy, which is the way you answered it. You understood what I was saying,
yeah,
but
and that's the way I really answered. I think that you're going to get these very violent rallies like today. Um, and I think it rallies. I mean, we closed really far underwater on Friday. And what that means is I expected they would bounce a little bit, or at least try to bounce this morning or last night, and they did. I didn't think they would stay up all day like they have. So this rally, the strength of this rally has surprised me a little bit. Um, that said, I'm still pretty bearish after Friday's move.
okay. And what did you do with your stuff? Did you cover any?
Unfortunately, not really. I bought in, you know, some call spreads that I was short. I bought in a few futures, not many, and I
You
bought
say
in
bought in. Does that mean closed?
covered. Yeah,
Cover. Okay, sorry.
covered. So I covered some futures because I've been short a bunch of futures, and I covered a few short call spreads. But the my deltas, I didn't even take in max. I took in 15% of my deltas. So I did not cover very much, which in hindsight, I wish I'd covered more because of today's move, obviously. So I wish I had done more, but I didn't. And one of my biggest shorts is Micron, and that's up $90 today. So that's not helping.
Yeah. I had bought the 1020 puts in Micron last week for like $17 when it was at 1070, and I sold them at $15 for a loss. And then they were worth like 150, and I'm like, but I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I was
Micron is really hard to trade.
I was very happy for you on Friday.
Friday
Friday.
was a really good day in there. Today is a really bad day in there. Like I'm taking some big swings in Micron, way bigger than I really need to or want to. But I feel like I've kind of made my bet in there. You know, I got this weird. I don't know if you have the same thing, but I got this weird feeling that the SpaceX IPO
Mhm.
is going to be a very important, not a very important IPO, but it's going to be a very important like moment in the stock market.
Let's talk about SpaceX. That was on my agenda anyhow, so perfect segue. Uh, priced for perfection at $135.
Yeah, which is I think 1.77 trillion. I mean, there's people out there that think it's going to open at, at 2.7 trillion or $3 trillion. There's other people out there that I can show you a ton of articles where, people that are like, it's not even worth $1 trillion. I mean, it's a glorified Verizon on one hand, and the other people say it's a transformational company that's going to, change lots of different things. This is such a polarizing IPO. I think that if you can buy shares on the IPO, I think it's a pretty great risk reward, no question about that. But that said, it's really weird. A lot of people are being offered shares on the IPO, and now I don't have any shares on the IPO. At least I don't right now. And uh, I have a relationship with J.P. Morgan, and I think that they're one of the underwriters. But they called me to tell me they proactively called me to tell me because I'm on a board of some company they do business with, I can't trade with them. So
Um, I have two representatives at Morgan Stanley because I had one and I'm really good friends with the other one. I started with him, and they both asked me if I wanted the SpaceX IPO. And they're my friends and they're my advisors. They do a good job. The only
yeah,
thing that made me nervous was they never once asked me if I wanted any other IPO before.
yeah. This is the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing is that so many people are saying that they've been offered stock,
I don't
and
like that.
I know I don't like it either. And normally, normally nobody gets offered stock ever.
I,
So
I said I'll take like
I don't do
Cerebras.
IPOs. Yeah, I
Nobody
just
offered me
don't.
Cerebras.
Yeah,
Free
Cerebrus.
money. I would have taken
Yeah.
free money in Cerebras, but they said, "How much do you want?" And I said, 100 shares. And the reason I want 100 shares is because I want to be able to say I participated. And if it goes down, I want to be able to say I was smart enough to only ask for 100 shares.
And how many shares did you get?
I don't know. I just put
Oh,
in the request.
oh, okay. Yeah, Cerebrus was crazy because Cerebrus I actually owned because I bought it years ago, and when they were a $3 billion company, but we can't sell it, so I've watched the stock go from like 370 down to 200. Yeah. And I'm stuck in it for 6 months.
So hopefully it comes back up. But so wait, but weren't you already involved in SpaceX?
No,
No?
nope, nope. I was offered SpaceX at 500 billion from insiders, and I turned it down. We were offered it again at I think 900. I turned it down a second time. I have a problem with Elon Musk.
Right, right.
I I don't like him. I sold my Tesla for zero basically, and I just gave it away. I think he's a horrible human being, and I refuse to invest in people I think are horrible human beings.
Um, he did make what was Twitter, now X, the biggest cesspool on the planet.
I just think he's a piece of shit. I think he's a horrible human. That's it. I have no other. Um, I do a podcast with Dylan Radigan, and we've changed it to something called Good Billionaire, Bad Billionaire,
Okay.
and Elon is our top bad billionaire.
Who else is bad and who's good?
Well, you'll have to watch the podcast to find all that good stuff out.
Okay.
But
And
there's, I
how
mean,
can everyone go watch it, by the way?
um, it goes live on X on Wednesdays, and it's on Spotify, and we're also producing it starting coming up. So Dylan and I have been doing this since 2014. So it's not a new podcast. We were doing a podcast together since 2014 every single week. So we've been covering we're 12 years into this.
Now, I've listened to it before on Apple, Spotify. It's great. If people wanted to go on X and listen to it, what do they put in to find it? Like if they went on
Um,
X, I didn't know you could do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we live stream it on. I'll find out for you because I don't watch on X, but I'll find out for you.
Okay.
I'll get it from our team, and I'll ask. Hey, Peter, if you're listening, if you could find out where it is, just give us a heads up. I'm just not sure.
I'll send you a
I
link.
think Peter knows.
I'll send you a link to it.
Okay. Well, do you know? Okay. Do you know what it's under?
So they go out on both the Lost Dog page as well as Dylan's page.
It's on which one?
Both the Lost Dog page,
Oh, okay.
as well as Dylan. We stream it to both pages.
Okay.
For,
So we stream it, Adam, we stream it on Dylan Radigan's page and on Lost Dog's page.
Hey, Peter, while you're here, was there a difference in the intro music today?
I think it might have been part of like the back half of the track, but I thought this was the same music, but I could be wrong. I'll check the records on that.
Well, if it was the back, I like the back better. I bought music for this, so I bought the rights to play that. So if that's ours, I love it. I thought it sounded good.
Yeah. I would agree. I would agree.
I think it was like a different segment. Um, okay, so SpaceX. So you think if it's good for the market.
Well,
If it's bad,
no, I don't know that for sure. I think that a lot of firms, especially firms that, that are managing index funds and things like that, that are tracking, I kind of feel like they've been front running the SpaceX IPO a little bit, trying to buy up Nasdaq in anticipation, and that's why I think the sell off was so heavy on Friday, is they all got caught legging into Nasdaq, long Nasdaq. Um, Maybe I'm completely off base here, but I feel like this SpaceX IPO, along with Anthropic or whatever else is coming soon, I mean, it just feels bubbly. That's all. I don't know. It feels to me like we're going to see a lot of two-sided action from here, and that this one-way train might be coming to an end.
this was my thought on Friday. That was a little bit. It was very bearish in my head and scary to me. And this is what I couldn't answer. Were the market to get into like a sustained sell-off, and like yeah, Friday was a powerful one. It just kept going down. And were it to continue, I tried to think about what would be said, not like technicals or anything like that. What's something someone could come out and say that would be bullish for the market? And in my head, there was nothing because everything I felt like has been priced in. And like I don't see a scenario where like what did I say the war's ending again? Like we're
No,
gonna rally for the
no.
10th time on the war ending. I don't see what someone would say to save a market that's gone up as much as we have in spite of bad news. Like
Yeah.
what would be the bailout for the market?
I mean, the couple of bailouts would be that like you get another analyst like the guy that said that Micron's going to 1,500. You get somebody that would say that AMD is going to 1,000 and SpaceX is going to 4,000 and all, and then everybody just jumps on this, short-term emotional bandwagon, that kind of thing. I mean, that's one thing maybe. I don't think there's a macro news story out there. Like nobody's going to say rates are going lower. Nobody's going to say the end of the war is, I mean, I don't think there's any economic report that can boost up this market. I mean, look at today's tape action. Bonds are down. Crude oil's higher. Gold's down. There's nothing out there that's a lot of your big Nasdaq stocks are actually down today. Surprisingly, they're down today. Like I'm not looking at a screen right now, but Microsoft, Google, IBM, these stocks were all lower today. Meta, I think they're all lower today. So um, anyway, it's just a weird. I don't know that I see a bit of news other than a bunch of people saying, "Hey, you know what? We're cheap here relative," which I can't imagine that's going to come and save the day.
Right, if someone gave like a big upgrade on something, which would seem so shady at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, very Henry
Uh,
Blodgety.
right, we talked about that last week.
I know.
Couple comments from the audience. Uh, Grumpy Mike said, seems like it's gonna be a squeeze until all the funds will be forced to buy it to build their position. Then it's gonna be a POS. Mostly what the IPO does is give the Twitter and XAI bag holders a way out, which I can't argue with that thinking. Lori said, what is it called on Spotify? I think they answered that.
It's called Sosnoff Radigan.
Um, Jeff Gamble said, many people agree with Tom regarding Musk. Thanks, Tom, for sharing your views. Wendy said, it's great when Tom is honest about his feelings on issues and people. Um,
That you get from me all the time, Wendy, because I do not hold back. I am not somebody that's going to. I'm not protecting anybody at this point in my life.
Mr. Yorkie says, question for Tom. Yeah, just say it and we will ask him. He won't look at the chat, so I'll ask it for you, but just
Okay.
put it
Yeah,
in
I
there.
don't look at the chat.
Um, yeah, so I don't see what else is out there. Today, what do you think? I mean, were you surprised by today's action a little bit?
I'm surprised by. I was not surprised last night when they opened unchanged, essentially unchanged, and went a little bit higher, because I thought at some point today they'd be down. Usually after a big down move like that, you get a little swoosh to the downside, but they closed so far underwater. That means fair value was here, and they closed, below fair value significantly. That means there was a sell off after the cash markets closed. The futures markets went lower, and I thought that that would mean a natural like little pop this morning, but I didn't think they would continue higher, and I thought they would give it up. And they haven't given it up all day. It's actually been a crappy trading day. I mean, my first trade this morning was to sell. Was I sold the Nasdaq futures about three different times before we opened this morning, and I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day now, all three sales were scratches. Like I covered them all, and they were just a giant scratch. So like they didn't go anywhere all day.
Yeah, no, it looked like it was going to be an exciting day, and then it just stopped moving. My first trade of the day was 9:30 and 15 seconds. I bought 40 of the June 8th 710 puts for $1.03. Um, and I made a couple thousand in that and sold
Oh,
it.
what was the underlying?
The Qs in the Qs.
Oh, got it.
I bought the 710 and I sold them into the first down move. So there I could say it would be zero now if I didn't sell them. So that's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't really, I gotta say, I was surprisingly quiet today because usually especially on a Monday, I'm usually pretty busy, and I did start trading early this morning. Like I'd made probably, I don't know, maybe 15 trades before the market opened, just all futures trades. And then during the day, I've been really quiet.
Um, Me too. I'll tell you this. Tell me if you noticed this at all. Maybe it's in my head, but I thought I noticed it. Um, I thought on Wednesday of last week, Nvidia started to show weakness towards the end of the day. And then Thursday, it kind of fought. And then Friday, it felt like that was leading the way down. And I've been watching it today as kind of will the market break? And Nvidia's just stayed positive all day. Not doing too much, kind of creeping towards its highs. It hit over 210, but it's in that 208, 209 range, but just bending, not breaking. Do you think that's still the one to watch?
Um, I think the market, I it depends what index. If you're talking broad market, I think Nvidia is important. But if you're talking Nasdaq, I think it's trading almost tick for tick with Micron.
You do? See,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I thought Micron was like in its own world.
I feel like the Nasdaq is trading tick for tick with Micron. Um, I feel like the S&Ps trade much more with like the FANG stocks, but I feel like I feel like the S&Ps are influenced by Apple and Microsoft and and Google and that kind of stuff. I feel like the Nasdaq has been trading off Micron and AMD.
All right.
Nvidia plays a role. Nvidia plays a role.
I'm gonna ask you a question now that I'm curious about. A little nervous to ask it, I'll be honest. When I thought about it, I was like, can I ask this? But I'm gonna ask because I know you like this stuff.
You can ask anything you want. I don't care. Go ahead.
Now, you're with your bearish Micron play,
Yeah.
you're you're short, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you're not limited by time,
No.
just sanity.
Yes.
And I don't have the ability to do that. Like, and
You're
I'm, and,
lucky.
I, and you know me, I'm a risk taker. You've said I'm
Yeah.
a junkie. Like, I mean, that's just like a different. I feel like I'm asking someone at halftime when they're down on the scoreboard. Like,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I don't know. How do you think about like what do you what goes
No,
nothing?
I don't
Just
think about
math?
it
Is it
because
just
yeah,
math?
yeah. Oh, no, it's not math. It's nothing. It's just I get mad. I mean, I
No,
don't want to.
math I meant. Like just it's just math, like probability.
Yeah, but I look at it as a 50-50 shot. It's not like I love options because I feel like they're very strategic for me, and I think I'm a good strategic investor. I mean, when it comes to just shorting stock, um, there's no real skill. It's just, you're betting. It's a subjective bet. But I won't add to my position. That's the only good thing. And I figure I lost one small island in the Caribbean, but I'm not going to lose two. That's
Okay. Okay. Um, anything you're bullish on?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I bought a bunch of digital assets on Friday, actually, which was pretty good buy. I also sold some puts in Coinbase, in Uber. Um, I'm long. I'm long. Let's see. Right now, I'm long Robinhood, Coinbase, Uber, Nike, Japanese yen, natural gas, bonds. Um, Let me think. Baba. I'm just thinking longs, long only. Um, Silver, a little tiny bit in silver. Um, Corn, and oh my God, a little bit of Baidu. So two Chinese stocks. Um, and I know I'm long something else. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I'm just going by memory right now. I'm just trying to like in my head just think of my long positions on my position tab. But those are pretty much my longs. I'm just kind of from memory.
Um, okay. So you have some good bullish exposure. If you like Uber, then you probably like Netflix too, right?
I'm long Netflix. Netflix is a dog, but I'm long it. I'm short some 80 puts in Netflix. Yeah, I'm a
But I feel like
contrarian.
I
I
know
buy
you.
I
I feel
buy
like
garbage. I buy stuff that's down. That's it.
I was about to say, I feel like I know you so well. Like one time we could
Yeah.
play a game where you name position you have, just say the stock, and I'll tell you whether you're long or short. And I feel like I could go 10 out of 10.
You probably could.
Yeah.
I don't try to hide it. I mean, it's pretty simple. If something has a really high implied volatility, um, I sell premium. If something like this morning, I showed a couple of my trades and there was some stocks like uh, what stock was it? SMH, where I'm just short premium because the IB rank was over 100. Marvell, the IB rank was over 100, so I'm just short premium in things like that. Um, but most of the time, if a stock's on its butt, I sell puts. If a stock's too high, I either sell calls or call spreads or whatever, or get short the stock. I'm pretty straightforward. I don't try to be like I don't overthink things, and I don't try to like get you know incredibly complex.
So very straightforward. So, okay, this is a personal question. Because you are, in any aspect I've ever known you, you say whatever you're thinking. Total respect.
Okay.
Let's say one of the females in your family, I won't make it specific, has a dress on that you don't like, and they say, "How do I look?" Do they
I'm
get the
very
honest
I'm
Tom, or is
I'm
that
very
political?
honest. I'm very honest, but I'm not. I like to consider myself not stupid. So it really depends. There's only two females in my family, my daughter and my wife, and neither of them take criticism very well.
Right, right.
They are both brutal. So I I definitely the best scenario for me is what I tell them is what they would tell me. Lie to me. If you don't like, just lie to me. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, I one time told my wife that I didn't like something, and she got so mad at me that I was like, "I'm never again,
I
never
mean,
again be honest."
there's certain things, I've learned that lesson. I've said, things before that I shouldn't say only about 25,000 times. So I'm getting, as I get older, I'm just getting a little tiny bit wiser in certain spaces.
So that's the line. Now we have the line. Lori said
Yeah.
that's the only way to be. Um, here was Mr. Yorkie's question from before. Lori said, I'd rather hear the truth. Mr. Yorkie said,
Most of the time I tell the truth, but if somebody asks me, how does this look? I'm going to be just, just lie to me.
uh, Mr. Yorkie says, before buying a stock, what steps do you take? Do you pick an entry point or have an average price in mind if the stock falls?
I do not have I never want to have an average price in mind. I'll reconsider if the stock goes lower, but I do have an entry, I have an entry area, not an entry price. I'm not a price freak like that. But the only thing I care about with the stock is liquidity. It has to be liquid, otherwise I won't touch it. And most stocks are. And then I won't buy like some ridiculously expensive stock. Like I'll buy a lot of, average price stocks, let's say. But if it's some stocks like 500 or 1,000 or $2,000, whatever it is, I'll use some option strategy. I won't waste the money on tying up all that money in cash.
Um, RMDC, Tom, with Marvell being added to S&P, does that impact your position?
It doesn't because there is so if you look at Marvell, the options in there, um, the calls, this is before this morning. I know it's up huge today, but it was down huge on Friday. There's so much call skew in there that if you go like 60 or $70 away on the put side, you can go $220 away on the call side for like the same price. It's the most insane call skew. So when you say if Marvell goes into the S&P, I mean, everything is already priced in. Like the calls are over 2.5 times more expensive than the puts in Marvell. So it's already priced in. There's massive skew in there. So that's why, and with 100, I don't know what the IV rank is today, but on Friday it was 102. It's probably come down a lot today on the rally.
Um, okay. Mike says 45 DTE or 30 DTE.
30 to 45. I mean, 45 is ideal for premium selling. But as long as you're over 30, you're cool. The weird thing about premium selling is between 24 and 30 days is kind of like a gray area. So you can go either way. But if you're over 30, I like it. If it's under 24, I roll out to the next month.
Okay. All right. What do you got coming up?
It's funny since you mentioned Marvell, I got to tell a little story. So
Yeah.
back 25 years ago, when we first started Thinkorswim, the 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 I think it was the wife of the CEO of the wife of the founder of Marvell was our customer, and I really liked her. She was great, and she would come to all my shows to learn. She wanted to learn how to trade. She would to come to all my shows, and her husband was, obviously amazing technologist, right? He's the founder of Marvell. At the time, just to put things in context, the stock was $10. So it was $10. It's 300 today, but it was $10.
Okay.
And she would come to all these live events I was doing all over the country. And she wanted to learn how to trade. And I never forget, she came up to me one event and she goes, how many of these should I do? And I go, I don't know, do a 10 lot. She goes, a 10 lot? Are you freaking crazy? She had written 10,000 on a ticket, 10,000 contracts. I go, you're not doing 10,000 contracts. I go, you can do because I told her 10. She wanted to do 10,000. So she ended up doing
Oh, so she knew what a 10 lot was. She just was, that's too
oh, no,
small for me.
no. She knew what it was. She knew what it was. And so I go, your husband's working really hard. Like you're not going to do a 10,000 lot. They didn't have the kind of money. I don't know how much money it was back then, but how much they have, whatever. But it was just really funny because she fired, and and I remember, and there was a couple of times when she made a lot of money, a couple of times when she lost a lot of money, but I really liked her, and she was a risk taker, and I never bought any Marvell because I just didn't know. I didn't really know a lot about the company. It wasn't that liquid back then. But I completely understand why it's a successful company now because the mentality was like, get back in there and fire.
Right. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny. And she was an amazing person. Wonderful. A wonderful human. I never
like
met her
it.
husband. Yeah.
So we'll put them in the good billionaire category on the Spotify show with Dylan Radigan.
Yeah. Well, I don't never met him. So yeah, but he'd be
They're
the good pick.
connected, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Mike said, thank you for answering. Just guess, end of year target for QQQ and SMH. Are we looking at another 20% plus year on the market?
I think, I think lower from here for the end of the year because otherwise I wouldn't be true to my statement, which is that what's coming up later this week and what we saw the other day was kind of, not transformational, but was a very important, um, let's call it a turning point, tipping point, whatever you want to say. So I think the market is sideways to lower for the rest of the year in the Nasdaq. I think the Nasdaq has kind of blown its brains out, and I think there's been the bubble's going to maybe not burst, but slow leak. So I think Nasdaq. No, I don't think it's another 20% higher Nasdaq.
I thought, yeah, I know you agree with me. I thought today was disappointing. I got up today excited to trade. I was looking forward.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. And and it was just anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Um, I struggled with that word. I thought I was never sure if it was anticlimactic or anticlimactic, and it's climactic. I've confirmed. But all right, this was a good call. There might be to the listeners and everyone who listens later there might be some big changes coming up instead of day and time. It's pretty. I mean. I'll just wait. I'll wait to announce it just to make sure I have everything prepared. But we have some fun things coming up that everyone's gonna be able to participate in, and maybe we could have a couple Lost Dog shirts ready to go out to some participants.
I'll have whatever you need.
The authentic, the
Oh, this
authentic.
is yeah, this is authentic. This is the
Yeah,
authentic dog.
right, right. I will not be making any. I promise.
Yes.
Um,
No bootlegs.
well, I agree with you on the market.
I mean, shouldn't you be getting shouldn't don't you have to go to Madison Square Garden right now to start lining up?
By the way, I just want you to know. You were the deciding factor. I thought to myself this very moment, what if Tom follows up and asks me if I'm going to the game? And so the answer is yes, I am going.
Oh, awesome.
I am going today. I am going 2 hours early because the president's going to be there. Um, and uh, and I felt like I traded the market well. Like I didn't buy the hype. I waited until new tickets came on sale and I watched the prices and
Did they drop at all? Did the prices
yeah,
drop at all?
to get into the door price the other day was $12,000 a ticket to get in the door. And
Yeah.
now I have decent seats and I got a much better price. I felt like it was a good trade. I think I could even sell them for a profit now. Like I really felt like I bought the bottom and now it's coming back. Like very happy with my buy. And so that feels good. I said to my friend, I don't care. I just need to feel like I traded it well. Like I can't buy the tickets and then watch them drop.
But you have to leave pretty soon.
What?
You have to leave pretty soon.
Well, the game starts at 8:30. You have to line up at 6. So I'm probably gonna leave
Oh,
at
right, at
5.
8:30. Right. 8:30. Yeah.
And by the way, I wouldn't have committed to going if I thought I couldn't trade the close today because I did want to be around for the close to see how it closes. So, yeah. All right, big stuff coming up next week. I'm glad you brought that up because I literally was like, Tom asked me if I'm going. I want to be able to say yes.
All right. Well, have a great time. It's gonna be past your bedtime when you get home tonight.
Yeah. No, I was there for game one versus Cleveland when they were down 17 with like 6 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And I think the reason you go is for to feel the energy of the crowd.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
it's at. Yeah.
Yeah. And they should have lost that game, but then that turned around their whole thing. That was the game that was the game. If they lost that game, there's very different results, but they didn't, and so it is what it is.
All right. I'll let you know when. And yeah, I'm excited for all that we have coming up. All right.
All right, ciao.
Bye, Tom. Thank you.
Bye.